Hey everybody, Andy Joel's back for VideoCreditScore.com. Today's question has to do with the default credit card interest rate hikes, and are they fair? And many of you have seen these hikes. You've had this happen to you. You've been late on a credit card and you've gone from 13% up to as high as 30%. The average industry increase is actually 12 to 15%. But what I did is took a look at some testimony from a University of Maryland professor who really studied this and came back with some results on what was the difference between a company's losses and what they were charging for these fees to try to make up these losses. And let's take a look at some video and see what he has to say.
That. Economic loss of 4.5% versus standard repricing of 12 to 15%.
Okay, so you can see that he's pointing out that there's a big discrepancy between what the companies are charging in the way of interest rate hikes versus what their economic loss is. He's saying there's a 12 to 15% rate increase, and their economic loss is usually about 4.5%. And what's interesting is his study was pretty overly generous. He left out late fees. Those would have helped reduce the economic loss to the companies. And he also used a wider late time period. He used 16 to 30 days late versus some banks who actually use 2 to 5 days late, and that would have led to a 2.5% economic loss versus a 4.5 economic loss according to his calculations. And so that's really important as well. So his conclusion, of course, is that this isn't really risk-based pricing at all. It's penalty pricing. What does this mean to you? It means you need to be aware that this pricing is out there. It impacts you. You need to manage your credit, really work hard to get your balances down to zero, making sure that you're actually using your credit cards and making them work for you and managing your credit, managing your credit score. As always, you know where to come to learn more about this. VideoCreditScore.com. You can friend me up on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and we'll see you soon.
Remember, everyone's situation is different. Be sure to contact a financial advisor or a credit counseling professional before making important financial decisions. This video broadcast is for educational purposes and not a substitute for receiving personalized professional advice.